Welcome to a realm where the pulse of sports thrills and the spark of technology sizzles. Join Ronald Unk Bolware, the passionate sports guru Jonas Bull, with his sharp technical chops and wit, and your charismatic host, Jay aka Jonathan Anderson. Together, they unpack the latest in sports and technology. This is Noonish Sports and Tech. Get ready, because it's noonish.
What's going down? What is going down? What is going down, man? Welcome to Noonish Sports and Tech, your favorite sports and technology show, man. I'm back. You know what it is with some of my favorite people. Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun today. Got several guests joining the show, starting with Miss Christiana Yebra, and I typically don't announce the guests before I announce the host and the co-host, but today is different. This is the first lady, so I got to announce the first lady of F1 before anybody else. It is what it is, huh?
Yeah, we can do it however we want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But y'all know what it is. This is Noonish, like I announced. I'm your host, J.A., a.k.a. Jonathan Anderson, here with my unk in the building, Ronald Bolware. What's going down, huh?
Oh, nothing much, man.
Yeah.
I'm cheering for myself because I'm kind of like T.O. I love me some me.
Hey, gotta love you some you. I love me some me too, so I guess I'm like you then, huh?
And I'm glad to have Christiana on here to give us this F1 rundown. Yeah. Because if I try to give you a rundown, you wouldn't understand nothing.
Hey, your rundowns be back on a different kind of track.
Yeah. My rundown, I'll be talking about AJ Foy.
Yeah.
And that's NASCAR, so that lets you know I'll be confused.
Yeah, absolutely. So, First Lady, how you doing today, Miss Christiana Yebra? Thank you for joining us again today with your presence.
What's up, boys? I've missed, what's crazy is usually it's just one time a season I get to see you, but this whole 2 weeks in a row is really setting the bar pretty high for my week. I'm happy to be here though.
Yeah. I love it. It just feels right. It just feels so right. She said it said the 2 weeks in a row is setting the bar for her week.
Hey, well, that's good. He had you in his ear. I couldn't hear you, Christiana, but that's good that
Unk's
that it's doing something for you, not just for us, but it's doing something for you also.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. I love seeing you guys.
Uh-oh. I did not hear you right there. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have did what I did. But we're trying to find my audio. I got to figure out where it's at right now.
I can see myself. I can hear you guys.
We're good now. We're good. I got it figured out. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Human error this time. It is what it is. I'll take that. Then I did that.
Hey, you can't move them hands too much.
Christiana, take off with it, girl. What's going down? Don't worry about us.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Perfectly.
Oh boy. Is it me? Am I the problem? It might be me. It's just too much energy.
No,
too hot in here.
It's not you. It's us, Christiana.
Nah, it's us,
That's okay.
We're good to go. What's going down?
I just love how I was talking and Unk was just like, but couldn't hear a word and was just playing so classy. That's why you wear sunglasses. That's why I need to wear sunglasses so I can just act like all is going fine.
All is well, but you know what? This is what edits are for, and this show is live. Yeah. But we're gonna be all right.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be good.
Yeah, so a lot of fun things going on this week in F1. There was a pretty interesting race. The AWS Grand Prix du Canada. Is that correct?
Correct. It was the Canadian Grand Prix brought to you by the ever so classy AWS. It was a crazy race. I kind of gave a little bit of a preview last week, but this one, people joke it's like the Monaco hangover, like what's going to happen, what's going on. Charles won in Monaco, hasn't won there in forever. What's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Things did not go as planned. Max won, but that's not even the most interesting thing.
I mean, that was planned.
I'm over it. But George Russell was in pole position through qualifying. There was a lot of rain, a lot of activity. multiple practices canceled. But George Russell for Mercedes, my boy Lewis Hamilton's teammate, pole position for the first time this season. It's been some time since he's been on pole, but I don't know, had Mercedes really excited about a potential win. But weather caused some really interesting tire strategies. So I don't know if you guys know the different tire types, but when it rains, there's like another, factor to consider with the track. So they have wet tires, they have these intermediates. So some of the teams started on wet, some started on the intermediate, some started on regular. It was really interesting to see how it played out, but it totally shook up the entire race. So Max ends up winning, but there were some really interesting overtakes. McLaren crushed. They are on top of it. They've won more points in the last several races than any other team. It's been pretty exciting to see them. But yeah, it was a really interesting start. Not nearly the type of drama leading into Monaco, but the weather totally shook things up for them.
That's always a fun factor in any sport. Some of my favorite football games have been played in the rain and the snow, things like that. But I can imagine how much rain could affect a vehicle going at the rate that those extremely fast cars are going.
All I know is when I take a turn going like 25 miles an hour with rain, I'm nervous. I'm scared. So going 100 plus 150, almost 200 miles an hour in the rain just isn't for me. Luckily, these guys are trained on it. But stuff still happens. So, Monaco, we had 2 podium appearances from Ferrari. They didn't even finish the race. Neither of them. 2 DNFs did not finish for Ferrari. So there's that Monaco hangover for you.
And then your boy Lewis finished 4th, didn't he?
Lewis, for a while there, it was back and forth a little bit. 3rd, 4th, he was 5th, came back. It was really interesting to see him. But in the last couple of laps of the race, Mercedes went over the radio and said, "Hey, George, Lewis, you guys can race. Keep it clean. Don't knock each other out." And sure enough, Russell pulled through. But let me tell you, this race showed me he beat Lewis. Wow. And it was just it was an interesting thing to watch in real time because Lewis was hungry for that third place position. But it just showed me, I think I mentioned this last week, the variability in this season, the instability from some of these teams. Even Red Bull, the other Red Bull driver didn't even finish the race. So yet another DNF. I think 5 cars were out before the end of the race. So only 15 cars went on to finish. But it was pretty wild to see Checo yet again not finish the race. So Ferrari's inching up in points, but this double DNF kind of leveled them out. For Red Bull's still leading. Ferrari's getting pretty close, but McLaren is really crushing it. And they've got 2 of the youngest guys on the field. On their team. So it's been exciting to watch.
And Checo, that's our guy that did the bull run a few years ago, right here in Dallas.
Yeah, he did. He's the Mexican driver. He's been with Red Bull for a while, just signed an extension to 2026. But yeah, he did the show run here in Dallas. Nice.
That was a lot of fun. I wish they would do that again because I thought, it was a very good experience that year that it was here. And I feel like Dallas could use a little more, fandom around the F1. I was probably, I was tripped out to see how many people came out. But anyways, that's, how did that work out? Like when they say keep it clean, are they really racing, or is it like, all right, bro, like if I can pass you on a straightaway, I will, but if not, I'm not really messing with you type deal?
I think they were just meaning that, hey, there's a lot at stake here if you guys both don't finish by knocking each other out, which you've seen other maybe more inexperienced drivers or really hungry drivers will do that. They'll take out their own teammate because they don't care about the points. Oh, Haas loves to knock somebody out. They're like their own worst enemies. They complain a lot, but man, they knock each other out. They had an interesting race as well. They started on wet tires. It started to rain, so they were able to have more traction. And at one point, Kevin Magnussen, who loves to crash into other people, actually made up I think he made 7 to 10 places up in the race because of his tire type. Wow. But then when the rain started to dry, his tires started to get cold. Or maybe not cold, but they were wearing out faster. The wet tires were. He slowed down and then had a 9-second pit stop, which caused basically all the momentum he had made up with this really smart tire strategy took him back quite a bit. So it was a race full of interesting pit stops and tire strategies, and a lot of interesting overtakes in the midfield. So it was fun to watch.
That's what's up. Well, when's the next race? What's coming up? What do we have to look forward to?
We've got a little bit of a break, but Spain's up next. But there were some other interesting things I wanted to share about the racing just the industry, the market for some fun stories. We had, I don't know, we've talked about IndyCar a little bit, but I wanted to share, shout out to my girls out there. There are not a lot of female drivers, but Jamie Chadwick won a race. She's with Andretti's Indy NXT team, which is like a feeder team for Indy. And she was on pole position and won the race last week.
Wow,
so
that's awesome. And what's her name again?
Jamie Chadwick. You'll hear more. Jamie Chadwick. You'll hear more of her name, I'm sure. But we talked about the Williams team last year and of course last episode. She's a junior driver for them. So she's in that F1 kind of educational feeder system. So who knows? Maybe we'll see Jamie on the F1 track in a couple of years.
Man, that would be very cool. That'd be very cool because I mean, the last pro female racer I can think of was, in a completely different. She was in Danica Patrick in NASCAR, right? Have there been more that have reached that highest level since Danica?
She's probably the most commercial, but there are a lot of women. There's an entire series dedicated to F1 women drivers that they're trying to feed, to make a play for some diversity on the track. Yeah. It's hard, it's tough, but they're doing a great job. I'm pretty excited to see it. There isn't a race, an F1 race this weekend, but there is the 24 hours of Le Mans. There's 24 hours of straight racing. I don't know if you guys know about this race. It's one of the oldest endurance races in the world, but can you imagine running cars for 24 hours? Like, it's a crazy broadcast to watch. They've got the pit crew taking a nap at 3 a.m. and, just jumping back in, the drivers swap out, but it's pretty crazy to see.
That's what I was going to ask you, if the drivers were swapping out,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can you even imagine? I can't even sit at my desk for 3 hours. No way.
Yeah. No, I've driven 16 straight. And I got a ticket like 2 hours from the house because I was going 96. I was like, man, forget it. I'm getting home.
Oh yeah, no.
San Diego to Cedar Hill took me 16 hours. It's a 19-hour drive.
Oh.
That's a long ass drive. No, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Ford versus Ferrari movie, but that was like a main point of that race, is kind of showing the driver swapping out and then deciding like who's actually going to win. How do we time this out? It's a big race with a lot of history. But can I share also a little bit of tech news?
Yes, please do. We need that.
It is. We do talk about tech here occasionally, right?
All day, every day, man. This is a sports and tech show.
No, I love it. Okay, so a couple things that have happened in F1 that are tech related. Now, F1 has a billion data points that come off these cars. It's hard to avoid tech. But one thing I've really liked to see lately is that they're incorporating tech into the fan experience, the broadcast experience, and into how they design the cars and even the trophy. This week in Canada, AWS powered an AI generated design for the trophy. So it had a lot of AI incorporated into the design process. So they're very proud of that. Thought it was cool. They're the sponsor, so it only makes sense that they would flex some of those skills. But they've also, in the last couple of months, have done some pretty exciting AR, VR type experiences.
Man. Yeah, that's very exciting to me. That's the user experience right there,
Oh yeah.
Where I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, please do. I like when you get excited. But they did, Williams did a lap of legends where they basically took a current car and then simulated what other old historical Williams cars could do. And so they basically made a virtual race, the lap of legends, which is cool. And you know how when we always talk about basketball and we say, could the 90s Bulls be Golden State today, or could they beat the Mavs? They actually simulated that using technology. And I thought that was a really cool way to show, a simulation paired with AR. Like, the whole thing looked really incredible. I think it was Michelob Ultra or someone sponsored it. They had money to put in, but you could tell it showed up really nicely.
No, that is sick. So how did they have like transparent versions of the vehicles?
Yeah, it was like a virtual cars paired on the same track with a real car. So it was really cool to see in real time. Can you imagine though, seeing like 90s players for NBA play on the same court? And people always say like, they could never hold up.
Exactly.
But this was the real simulation.
Some Will Chamberlains out there and Bill Russell sprinting around.
Jumping off.
That'd be insane if somebody could figure that out,
Yeah, well, it's all thanks to machine learning, AI, and a little bit of design there on the VR side. So I thought there was a cool touches. I'm excited to see more things they do with the fans. But I thought it was a really nice Nashville collaboration with AWS, and then the VR side with Williams, like some really cool touch points. They're built on tech, so why not include it into the fan and broadcast experience?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's very dope. That's very dope. Appreciate you for bringing bringing some awareness to that right there. Letting the people know what's going on with that cool technology coming out, and maybe could be translated into other sports, right?
Exactly. I did want
to do that.
Oh yeah. Now that would be wonderful if we could. I mean,
see like a Jesse Owens or something in 100 versus the guys that are on the track. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. That'd be dope. I'm sorry. I'd love to see that.
Well, I heard you talking about Brittany Griner, who I got to see on Sunday playing against the Dallas Wings. I went to a WNBA game. Have you guys been? Raise your hand if you've been.
I have not.
No,
do want to go. Yet. I do want to go out of college.
Gentlemen.
On the grounds of UTA.
Gentlemen, they play at UTA this night. Look, check out this super cool collaboration they did. It was sneaker night with Wendy's, and they gave everybody these very cute shoe boxes. Inside was a little bit of merch. Aren't they so cute?
Yeah.
But man, watch it. I'd never seen Brittany Griner play live, and she is an absolute monster despite all the craziness she's been through. It was wild to see her playing live on stage. On court, Unc. I know how much you like her. So I got you this ball, Unc. I know how much you love the WNBA, so I got this for you. I don't know if you can see it in my small screen. It's not the Mercury, it's the Wings, because we're Dallas Wings fans, but I'll make sure to get it to the studio for y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Well, thank you so much.
Happy to see you both.
Do and all you bring in this F1 space to us, because that's a whole new vertical that we've been looking to tap into, and because of you, anything is possible. So thank you so much, Miss Christiana Yerba.
Thank you. Love you both. I'll see you soon.
Yes, man. We'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye, Unc.
All right, bye. Yeah, man. Miss CY blessing us with a little bit of F1, man. F1 news and F1 flavor. That's a whole nother thing, because we definitely want to touch.
Now, I do that 24 hours of Le Mans. That's an old race.
Straight up?
Yeah, that's an old race. So I know about that. And like I said, Christian is schooling me on this F1. Because, like I say, it's certain sports that I know quite a bit about, then some of them I'm not so in tune with, and that's one of them. Yeah,
it's all good. Yeah. I mean, it's only 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. So,
there's a lot of different sports.
Absolutely. Because I actually tried to turn on the F1 race on Sunday. I had to go back and watch, and get some information later. But I tried to turn it on. It was already turned off. It was already gone. So the difference between those F1 races, them NASCAR and IndyCar races seem like they take forever. But the F1s don't. So I do appreciate that about those races. So we're going to keep this thing rolling, man. Unfortunately, horrible news. We just talked about the logo
just a few weeks ago.
Just a few weeks ago, and today we find out that Mr. Jerry West is no longer with us on Earth, and Larry Allen last week, Jerry West this week, and Bill Walton, the week before that,
Who was last week?
Larry Allen.
Oh, man, so I was trying to think of basketball.
It's been a wild, last month of people that we consider to be legends in sports and icons and things like that in sports, and
Jerry West is gonna be missed, man. Jerry West was not only one of the great players, Jerry West was also a great general manager, man. He built several teams. He built the Lakers twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was there with Magic Johnson. Then he left and went to
Memphis. Yeah, he went to Memphis just to get Powell, and then he came back to the Lakers.
Yeah, then he came back to the Lakers. And then, if I'm not mistaken, he was, and I believe he spent a couple years with Sacramento when they had Chris Webber in them. But Jerry West is a great basketball mind, a great basketball player, and when you start talking about all the stuff people did, Jerry West. You young guys can think something different, but Jerry West deserved to be the logo. With his front office and his on court accomplishments,
that's the logo right there.
Yeah.
That's where they got it from.
Yeah, right there.
That right there. You gonna put that slap a silhouette on it. That's
so he deserved everything he get, man. And I'm gonna say it like this. Me personally, man, I'm gonna miss Jerry West.
Yeah, man.
Because Jerry West was one of the reasons I fell in love with the Lakers back in the '60s.
Was he outspoken when he played, like he was when he was in the front office?
Well, players wasn't in front of the media then, so we don't know what they were saying.
Yeah.
And Jerry West was outspoken, but he was always knowledgeable in what he was saying.
Yeah.
And he was always a scholar and a gentleman.
Man.
Always. So basketball world is going have really lost a great basketball person, man, just all around. It just have, man.
Yeah, and he got that's that hammer number right there. That's 44. You a baller if you wear them double fours.
Yeah, and then, I think, when did Bill Russell pass earlier this year? Or did he pass last year?
I believe it was last year.
Okay, but those two guys, man, that is some where Wilt is gone too, but that's the basketball history.
Yeah,
and I just want all these young guys to really go find out of what you're talking about before you criticize these guys.
Yeah,
because when you sit up and say that there was a bunch of plumbers and Booger Sugar boys and all that, man, you don't know what you're talking about, because the people that was on Booger Sugar, they got kicked out the league and they got suspended. And I can name some names, but I'm not gonna do that.
For sure.
So it's just like anything. Just like when Gilbert Arenas pulled a gun, he's not talking about that. But they found out he did it and they got him out of there, right?
Yeah.
That's the same way the Booger Sugar was.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Jerry West and them was not any part of that. And if you think the great players in the past was any part of that, or if you think any one of these guys was a plumber or a fireman, you don't know nothing about basketball.
Yeah, because those guys, even though they didn't make nearly as much as they make in today's game, they still were, they were living a decent life.
Yeah, and then compared to what they put in, compared to what the guys put in now and get way more out, I would say dollar for dollar, they put way more in.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And that's a shocker to me about Jerry West, and I hate that, but he's 86 and we all got to go that way. So he lived a good life, and we appreciate what he did for basketball while he was here. Yeah,
and it was a pretty quiet week in sports, right? So last night I was just having a tough time finding. I'd like to talk about something to get the start the show started, right? Just some type of topic, not necessarily deep about current sports, but something in the news. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
entertainment news, sports news. And last night I didn't have anything. And I wake up this morning to this, and I would rather have nothing.
Yeah.
I would have rather just gone right into the F1 and straight into the NBA talk, man. Because Jerry West, man, he was, to Kobe Bryant, he said he felt like he was Kobe Bryant's father for 2 years of Kobe's life.
Yeah.
He's the one that told Kobe not to go to the LA Clippers and play for that owner that they had, prior to the new
Donald
owner.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jerry West was a good stand-up guy, man, on and off the court. Great career on the court, great career off the court. And like I say, he's a scholar and a gentleman. And I got to say this early in the thing, man. R.I.P. Jerry West, man.
R.I.P. Jerry West.
And I already miss Jerry West. I really do.
Yeah. R.I.P. Jerry West, for real, man. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't get to enjoy him on the level that you did, but I know what he did from a front office standpoint. And you can't just be the logo and be a
average guy. And he got the. And I talked about this on Ring the Bell. And when you talk about his basketball accomplishments, Jerry West probably has one of the most unbreakable NBA records.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on this, but I think it's 248 points in a 7-game series.
Dang.
To break that, you got to average 44.5 points, and you got to play all 7 games.
What was his? I wonder what his game high was in that series.
I think 50-something.
Man, bro.
But he averaged 44 point something in a 7-game series, and that's going to be hard to break.
Yeah, that boy wasn't playing no games. He's the one that got Pat Riley in that job.
Yeah, and he's the all-time player finals points in all the finals he played in. he had 1,600 points.
Man.
And LeBron James has 1,500 and something. And it don't look like LeBron gonna get to another final. So
yeah, I mean it ain't looking good for
so
LeBron
those
right now.
and to get 1,500 or 1,600 points in the finals, you got to go to 8, 9, 10 finals, and you got to average 25 to 30 points.
Yep.
In all the finals you go to, and some of them got to be 7-game series. They can't be 4 and 5-game series.
Yep.
So it's gonna be hard to break some of Jerry West records. And R.I.P. Jerry West, and we're gonna move on.
R.I.P. Jerry West, man. But yeah, we will move on now to these NBA finals. Ooh, that's the wrong graphic there. We'll switch it on up. Bow. And we'll take it on one more up. So we ain't messing with them, man. Let's go straight to that action, right? Yeah. NBA Finals, the Dallas Mavericks right now currently down 2-0. Come to find out, you know, that was a major play in the last game. I'm not saying it would have determined a win or a loss because, you know, Kyrie was still off last game. But he got pushed in the back on his way up. That's why he couldn't elevate.
Yeah, absolutely.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. And, you know, it wasn't called.
It wasn't called.
Of course, they're not gonna call it. We in Boston. I already told you in Boston they're gonna get that home cooking.
And then Dallas gonna get some home cooking when they come home.
Hopefully.
So what they got to do is take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna go down Bill Walton Road now.
Yeah.
This is what Bill Walton always said, and I think it's true for everybody. He ain't never lost a game because of referees.
Yeah,
and the
right.
Mavericks,
you're right.
You know,
you're
like
right.
I said, you had 90-something, 100-something plays, but you're going to point to one.
Yeah.
Play better on the other 90.
Yeah.
And then you want to worry about the one.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'm not going to make it. I'm
No,
not making excuses.
No.
You know, we had the lead in that game.
I'm going to tell you why we lost.
Why is that?
Luka can't hit his free throw. You know we lost by, you know we missed what, 8 free throws, and we lost by 7.
Yeah.
So, and Boston only missed 1. If we would have missed 1 just like Boston, we'd have won the game.
Yeah, we missed more free throws than that, didn't we?
Yeah, we only shot.
We missed like
there was something like 14 or 24.
Yeah,
something like that. Ridiculous for a championship caliber team.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know,
no doubt. And Boston shooting what 90% over there, something like that. 85%.
I think Boston was 24 out of 25.
Yeah, they only missed 1.
Yeah, they only missed 1.
You know, that's the difference in the game.
You know,
even
small
with
stuff.
Kyrie.
Not
performing up to what we expect out of him, right? But you know, we'll come back home. I know Kyrie. You know, he's a very internal person. You know, he hears the crowd. Like, I'm not making no excuses for him. You're an NBA player and you're a baller, so you're supposed to be able to stick stick that knife in their heart. You know what I'm saying? Stick your foot on their neck and be done with them, no matter who it is or where you are, you know, no matter what the situation or circumstance is. Typically, guys rise in those situations when they got something coming at them like that, a history or something. Kristaps Porzingis has risen in these finals so far.
I think he's out this game.
He's injured. He has a very rare tear in his knee of the something lateral. But hey, we kind of expected that.
Didn't I say that?
That changes things
drastically. Didn't I say that Kristaps would not play 7 games? I said that before.
Absolutely. And that tear's not going to heal.
Yeah, Kristaps, that's why I'm going to say it like this. As a Maverick fan, that's why we're glad you're in Boston.
Yeah, you know, we were not.
I hate the guys hurt, but this is the thing. He gets hurt all the time, so it's not a shock.
We were not concerned.
Not concerned.
When that was the situation. When Kristaps Porzingis was no longer in Dallas after we saw that, first of all, he turned into a looked like 6'1", 5'1" player when Luka joined the squad. He just shrinked completely.
Yeah.
You know, we saw who the more type A, who the dominant line was in the room when Kristaps, when KP was out here. So yeah, he's good being a 6-man coming off the bench over there. You know, with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum getting all the shine. That's the perfect situation for him, but still can't stay on the court.
Yeah.
Ain't even playing much. Can't stay on the court.
Can't stay on the court.
As soon as he starts giving max effort, that means he's not giving max effort when he's working out.
Well, that's part of that. And then when he's healthy, they are load managing. And you know, and I talk about that load management before. If you don't play all the time, I don't know how you're going to play all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I mean, it sounds, oxymoron, but if you don't play all the time, you can't play all the time.
Yeah, man. But you know what, right? You know, we gotta stay on these Mavericks right now.
Oh yeah, we gotta stay on the Mavericks.
Stat came out that Luka had, he set a record, like most blow-bys in 2 games in 10 years or something like that. Didn't set a record, but that's the most.
I'm gonna say this. It's probably ever because they probably just started keeping up with it 10 years ago.
Yeah, I never heard of a blow-by.
I mean, well, this is the whole thing.
I done seen a blow-by.
Yeah. Luka,
I know what they talking about when they say he got blow-by.
Yeah.
But Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown taking him off the dribble.
Luka is very slow, and sometimes it shows up on defense. So it's easy. The same way he take his time and slow motion on offense, he's slow motion on defense. And Boston is taking advantage of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, how does Dallas counteract and not allow Luka to get in those situations? Right? That's what they got to figure out.
Yeah, they got to figure that out. And
because those one-on-ones with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is not working out. Or White.
Yeah.
All 3 of those guys can take them. Now, Luka can stay in front of KP.
Yeah, and also White is switching on and off of Kyrie too.
Yeah.
And so is Brown. Yeah. And I saw Tatum on him one time, and quite naturally, Holiday be on him too. So I've seen about 4 different guys on Kyrie.
Yeah.
And they all are bigger than Kyrie. Yeah. Every last one of them.
Absolutely. I think that's why Kyrie is having a lot of trouble too, because these guys are taller and they're athletic, and
they not as quick as Kyrie, but they way quicker than the people that was guarding them against Minnesota.
Yeah, it takes them 2 steps where it takes him 3 steps. Yeah. Right? They can get their feet moved quick enough to still stay
close to him because they bigger and they fairly quick
make them
themselves.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah,
make them uncomfortable is what it comes down to.
And I just want all the Kyrie people to understand that this is what I want to say about Kyrie, because people think I don't like Kyrie, and I do. But this is the thing. The Kyrie that played against Anthony Edwards and the Kyrie that we're seeing now, the Kyrie that I know is somewhere in between that. Because he was exceptional against, it was the matchup, because I don't think he's quite as good as he looked against Minnesota. I don't think he's quite this bad.
No, he's not.
So I think the real Kyrie is somewhere in the middle. Yeah. And then and basketball fans are so fickle. Just 2 weeks ago, Kyrie and Luka was the greatest backcourt in the history of the NBA, and now they count the blow-bys and Kyrie's not producing. They still the same people. Sometimes as basketball fans, we get carried away and want to give these people too much glory and all of that. So we just have to be careful about all that.
Oh yeah. So it's fun. Let's go on and let me get you right, Jay. I can see you now. I just saw you in the room. What up, big dog? All is well, man. It's good to see you, Jay. You been good?
Well, we
about to get Jonas. I gotta get him configured real quick before we get you on here. Make sure the camera is in the right position. Yeah, we live, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Y'all know what's up, man. Yeah. We're just owning it a little more than we used to. We try to used to look perfect, but that's just not ever gonna happen. So here it is. What's up, Jay? Yes, sir.
Hey. Well, let me go on the record and say I like the look.
The people can hear you. Gotta make sure your settings are set up straight. All right, there.
That's Lisa not gonna make it. She got to do something.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, man, that sucks. Where we at? Did we tell her what time? Or did we give her a time?
Nah, she said that she got whatever to do.
Oh, okay. Where you at? There you are.
I think she had to help her sister out or something.
What you got to do.
All right, yeah. So Jay should be just fine. I'll put my headphone there and make sure the people can hear you, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let me make sure I can hear you.
Shoot, I gotta make sure we can hear you, Jay.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Jay, I see your mouth moving, Jay, but I don't hear nothing. No. Yeah. Hey, man, it's glad to hear you back, man. Cause I've been tussling with Jay.
You already know.
You need some backup.
It's been hard tussles with Jonas, but I've been trying to keep him straight, man.
Huh. Interesting.
So confused why we can't hear you right now.
No, it says it's picking up.
All right, there it is.
Yeah, there
we
you
hear
go.
you now. There you go.
Oh, I can hear me now.
Turn the volume up.
You know, that's it. What's up, Jay? Been a minute, boy. Got Jay back in this thing, man. You been keeping up with these sports at all, bro? I know you've been busy with other things.
I have been pretty busy. I just want to go on record to say I like the look. It's nice. It looks very podcast. You know, it's got a very Joe Rogan vibe to it.
Yeah. Hey, we trying. We're trying, you know.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like that little gleam on the microphone too. That's nice.
You said you like the what on the microphone?
There's a little gleam on the microphone. Makes it look snazzy.
Hey, I wish I could claim that.
Oh, I think that's just how they was made.
Yeah.
And it was just lighting, the way we got the lighting, it just shows up.
Yeah.
Y'all are just that cool.
Just subtle. It just so happened. Just so
that
happened,
cool.
you know.
Hey, hey Jay, we had to be cool when you come in, man.
Yeah. And man, you just made the graphics so much easier because I was about to have to pull in a whole lot of stuff into a whole nother scene. We don't know how to do that anymore. But yeah, we were just talking about the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics and the series, and the Mavericks being behind right now, you know, and it is what it is. It's not looking too good, but I got a lot of faith in my boys still, you know.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, we got a good Mavericks.
Yeah, it's the Mavericks down 2-0. It's been quite a few times that teams have came back. Now it's not just normal, but it's been quite a few times that teams came back from 2-0, and I can think of 5 or 6 right off the top of my head. So if I could think of 5 or 6, it probably happened at least 12 or 15 times. But it happened, you know. There's a lot of time when they go up 2-0. That's kind of a hard hill to climb.
Yeah, it's not fun, but that'll be all right. I'm looking forward to watching.
Starting from behind when you're coming from two down.
But all they can do is they can call back on their history when they did it to Miami.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So we get to face that demon tonight. We start at 7:30,
absolutely.
So we'll be good to go. But we're gonna keep it moving. So this past week, Jay, the LA Lakers. You know, I think they're kind of embarrassed about what just took place. I would be if I was the Lakers and I offered somebody an opportunity to come and be my coach, and they said, "Let me think about it," and turned me down to continue to coach college. Now, he did win 2 national championships in a row, right?
Yeah, well, I'll say this, that I wasn't that surprised. If I was Dan Hurley, I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah, why is that? Because the team
because this is the whole thing. I can coach at UConn for the next 12 years. I'll be out at the Lakers by 26.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll be out. How long have any coach lasted over the last 5 years? Everybody been pretty much one and done, right?
Yeah.
They had Frank Vogel was one and done.
Yeah.
Who else?
So why can't we hold coaches to the same standard as players? You know, if you're that guy, if you're him, you should be able to turn this ship around, huh?
Yeah, but
so we're just gonna give him a free pass for being scared, because that's what I call it.
Well, I wouldn't. I call it good sense.
And security. I mean, you know, it's 2 ways to look at it.
Yeah,
it's security. It's security.
Yeah.
You know, but are you know, that's a you know, women typically look for security. Men are more the risk takers.
But
if I'm right, is that right?
That's not even.
I don't think we'd have a country if we were relying on security. I think we'd be calling ourselves England right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to a certain degree, but this whole thing, I can't say he's. I wouldn't call him scared. I would call it, because this is the whole thing.
He's liberal. We're gonna call it liberal.
It's a pretty much fact.
I'm playing.
It's a pretty much fact that if you don't win in the NBA, you're gonna be gone. If you don't win right away, look how many teams, how many coaches have the Milwaukee Bucks had? They're on their 3rd coach since they won the title.
Yeah, stupid.
You know?
They shouldn't have fired the guy that won the title. What a concept!
It's only
keep him. He won.
It's only about 2 jobs that in the NBA that's secure, and they already taken.
Yeah,
I mean, Miami and San Antonio. Everybody else, if you don't win, if we hire you in 24, if you're not in the championship by 25, we're gonna fire you in 26.
What about the fact that
I thought you were gonna say commissioner and like assistant commissioner?
Is LeBron a coach killer? Is that scaring guys away? You know, I'm wondering.
That's not just in LA. That's all around the league. If you,
what do you mean?
If these coaches, if you don't succeed,
no doubt. No, even when you do succeed,
yeah. I mean, so it's not. It's a lot of coach killers.
I remember my boy in Toronto won Coach of the Year and got fired.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot
the
of
same season
because the players didn't like him.
Yeah,
it's not easy, but you can do it.
That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. You know, that's a lot like why Eric Bieniemy can't find a job. The players don't like his coaching style, and I think that might have because they say that Hurley, he's one of those very old school type coaches. He'll get in your booty like toilet tissue if you do something wrong.
Well, that's
and you can't do that in the NBA.
You can coach 18, 19-year-olds like that. Man, I'm 27, man. Go on with all that, man. You know, I'm 27, 30 years old. I don't want to hear you yelling and giving me teenage philosophy.
Yeah.
You know, I need somebody to teach me how to keep, you know, I make $49 million a year. I need somebody to teach me up some life. I don't need that 18 to 20-year-old mentorship. I need some millionaire mentorship.
Yeah, straight up.
And
that's something a lot of my friends had problems with me growing up because I tell them, hey, bro, you can stop talking to me, bro. You're my peer. I am not listening to nothing you're saying, bro. I've probably had more experiences than you. The only people I listen to are people much older than me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody that has experience in this space that I don't have. Like if it's a soccer player, bro, you play soccer. I don't know how to play. How you do that? You do okay, cool. But you know, any true mentorship, like nah, dog. You know, I don't need that from you. I need someone that's been here for a while mentoring me. Period.
Now talking about the Lakers coaches. Did you see that Jerry West died?
Yeah. We were just talking about that a little while ago, man. And you know, just how much of an impact that's gonna have on, or it's having on several people. You know, that was one of Unc's favorite players. You know, it's like Unc is back to back. Bill Walton and Jerry West were a couple of his favorites.
Those are my guys, man. They were real players, man. They know how to impact the game in more than one way.
Yeah, but so Jay, I know you got to be out by like 1:30, so we're gonna switch up this pace a little bit to make sure we can get this tech talk in, because this is the live show. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm gonna clip this hoe up anyway. I'm gonna chop it up and go get clips. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with this thing. You know, it is what it is. So, man, we've been missing this, Jay. You know, it's my favorite part of the show, man.
Tech talk.
We call that tech talk, man, with Jonas. What you got for us, Jay?
Well, I mean, I have been so head down the last few months with working with a company that's building the future, really, and we're doing so many things with Amazon Web Services and all these startups and small businesses, and everybody's wanting to use generative AI. And, you know, I was, and I'm still a skeptic about what a lot of people are doing with it, but getting in with these startups and working with these companies that are working with AWS, I'm really, really impressed. It really makes me feel like there's hope for the future with a lot of these.
Nice.
We're working with companies from Canada, working with companies from Africa, and we got people that are working on everything from trying to get people a way to get healthcare using, I'm gonna say cryptocurrency because everybody knows what I'm talking about, but not like Bitcoin, more like a chain built off of Ethereum that they can use carbon credits, believe it or not.
Yeah,
to get health.
That's
coverage.
Very cool.
Like who thought of that?
Yeah.
Well, it just so happens I know who thought of that.
For the people that don't know what a carbon credit might be, would you please give them a 10-second?
Yeah. So companies, big companies, small companies, anybody who's got any kind of revenue to amount to anything has what they call a carbon footprint, which is basically just how much fuel and stuff that you're using out of the environment, right? And they have several years ago, they came up with this idea of having carbon credits where you can have where you can offset how much your spend is for what you're using out of that carbon out of the environment. And there's a lot of different ways you can get that, but one of the easiest ways is basically plant a tree, plant a tree, plant a garden, and have it sit there long enough. And so what this company is doing is basically giving regular people, the ability to claim whatever piece of a carbon credit that one tree or one field of rice or whatever is equivalent to, and then they can trade that on an exchange to get basically cash for healthcare. And this applies to places like South American countries and African countries and places that already have a struggle to get people healthcare, and then the people when they do have access to it, they have trouble paying for it. A lot of people don't even work for cash; like they don't even have cash.
Yeah.
But everybody has cell phones, and everybody has access to the internet these days, remarkably enough. And so this is a way that we can, one, help out with putting some green back in the environment, and two, help people who need access to healthcare get access to healthcare. And so those carbon credits can end up back with companies that are back with AWS that is providing the services to them.
That's dope. I know that Rock with Ikara, good friend, business partner, and done some those with him. One of his initiatives, with Ikara, when you sign on or whatever, every time someone signs up, they plant a tree for those carbon credits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nice.
It's all a part of that, sustainability and all that good stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's very cool. But I mean, you've told me about some projects and things, bro. Like as far as just AI is concerned, like.
Yep.
What is something that you can tell the people about AI that they may, from your experiences, that they may not realize, something beneficial, right? That they may not realize in some way, shape, or form that AI may, now or in the future be able to, help them.
Well, I heard somebody talking about how AI is not even as smart as a cat. And I have Jan LeCun at Meta, formerly known as Facebook, said that AI technology is nowhere near human level intelligence, not even cat level intelligence.
Oh wow!
And I would have to say cat level intelligence is probably a higher bar than what he's making it out to be.
I tell you, Meta's intelligence is very
it's got to be pretty freaking smart.
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, I don't think for one thing, I don't think that the AIs are coming for our jobs, and any company that makes the case that they're laying people off because the AI, they're lying. They're just taking that as an excuse to lay some people off. And that's a nice ceiling you got there too, by the way.
Yeah,
but one of the cool things you can do with generative AI these days is, everybody thinks of it as ChatGPT and thinks of chatbots, things like that, and that's important. That's an interface. It's one way of doing it. The cool thing, though, that most people don't realize that you can do with this stuff is you can take that AI model and have it talk to a database and then talk to another database. So you can use it like a universal translator almost between types of data. So you think about, like, for something that everybody deals with eventually, right, is having to get a resume together for a job. Or if you're an employer,
that's what they see.
Maybe
now.
being, having to go through a bunch
that's
of resumes to
Oh, okay.
Whoa, I don't know what happened. Now you can keep going. We're listening. You're still We're good.
Plays into a generative AI and basically just ask. And then you can automate that so that you just plug in your job description, plug in the resume, and it matches it up. And it does such a better job than the old applicant tracking systems that everybody hates because they exclude people and do all kinds of crazy stuff like that. But basically, yeah, just think about anything that you can plug in as words or even pull words out of, because you can plug an image in and have the AI tell you what's in the image, right?
Yeah.
So basically, anything that you can talk about, that you can ask questions about, that AI can sit in between that and something else, not even necessarily a person, and just kind of act as a translator between that.
So,
and I don't think people realize how huge that is. I don't even think the tech people, for the most part, realize how huge that is yet.
Yeah. So which version of ChatGPT would you have to leverage in order to, use this capability or have access to this capability?
Well, I'm working with a company that's an AWS partner, so I'm not allowed to talk about ChatGPT.
Oh, gotcha. So,
no. In all seriousness,
what's Amazon's AI tool?
What's that?
What's Amazon's AI, platform or tool?
So Amazon has a platform called Bedrock, which actually has a large number of foundational models like GPT. One of which is Claude, that you've probably heard of. That's the Anthropic model. They have the Llama models from Meta are available. They have one from called Mistral that's completely open source. They have one from Cohere called Command, which I actually have started using a lot. And then they have their own set of models called Titan.
Called what?
Called Titan.
Okay, Titan.
Like Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Titan, yeah. And
when did they start working on that Titan project? Like 2017, something like that?
Well, I don't think it's that far back.
It wasn't that far back?
Maybe. I don't think it's that far back, though.
Because
I could be wrong, but I don't think it's that far back.
I'm trying to... Yeah, I don't know. Because there was a project, my memory is very crazy. There's certain things that I just will not forget. Man, let me drive it back over here. You see that? I got to drive it back. Oh, it came down. We got one of those PZ cameras, and the bad boy with the gestures and everything, the move. So every time I put my hand up, it's a chance that
it's got some AI in it.
Yeah, man. And it cuts up.
AI
it cuts up. So it's all good. We've made a game out of it. So now it's like we turn it into our lowrider, right? So if it swings over, then we'll both swerve over this way, and the camera will follow us back. If we got to go up, we'll hit those switches and start doing this. Yeah, it's fun.
That's fun.
I wish it didn't happen though. That's AI though, isn't it?
It's some sort of AI that's supposed to be following
components in there. Just making them fuck because it has a lock on my face, recognize my hand when I put it up. Right, it's got voice recognition and gestures, and I think the gestures portion is because is there any AI in voice recognition? That's not really a AI thing, there is it?
Yeah, no, I mean that's a part of it. Voice recognition is a subset of AI. It's one of the neat things that we can do now is have voice recognition sitting in front of one of the language models. So your conversation that you're having with something like, I'm not going to name any names, but I had to get on the phone with a certain insurance company yesterday and go through their phone.
State Farm?
No.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't guess it.
But
simple question, simple thing. But you had to go through this voice recognition crap thing that only has like 2 options on it.
Yeah.
And none of them are the right thing. Yep. I'm like, just give me to a freaking person. Like,
yeah, I can't
to do that, you'll have to enter blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know that. That's the whole problem.
Exactly.
Anyway, so what we can do now is have that voice interface in front of a generative AI that's much more conversational and is going to be seem to be much more sympathetic or empathetic to when you're dealing with the issue, instead of just repeating the same crap over and over again. And then on the back end of it, you can have it. One of the things that we're building at Predictive is agent-driven systems where the AI can then trigger different things, and basically you can set it up to do all kinds of stuff.
That's so cool.
It's really cool. I mean, there's a lot of things you need to put guardrails around. Like, I mean, turning the lights on and off in your living room with your Nest system is one thing.